the people that I've met who've worked for Trump, you go to Trump Tower, you go to timcastirl, they love the guy. You've got people now saying, I love this. I love telling that story. I was at the MGM when the guy with Trump derangement syndrome is yelling at me. He actually said, every business he's run has been bankrupt.
That's
just such a fabrication.
1% of Trump's businesses have been in bankruptcy. 1%, and bankruptcy does not mean failed.
Yeah.
No.
But these people don't know anything.
The other thing too is you have a businessman. My grandfather once told me that he had lost more money than he had ever earned, and he was a very wealthy man. You had to take risks. You go out there, you take risks. Sometimes it's a matzo ball. Sometimes it works out.
Mm-hmm. I mean, speaking of risks, and again, we talk about granted, the Trump stuff is one topic, but something that's related is the way that Elon Musk was treated by the Delaware court or whatever. The idea that the court can just decide that he can't get his severance package.
Right, that makes no sense.
Yeah, Tim was talking today. He's a Tesla owner. I own some Tesla stock, more than 9. I have more shares.
Should we sue?
I would go in if you want. I will put my name on it.
Let's throw this in there too. So Elon Musk in 2018 cut a deal with the directors that if Tesla reached a certain share value, he would get a certain number of shares. Today, that's about $60 billion. And it's a large portion of his net worth, his pay package. He accomplished all the goals. He did a great job as CEO. So some shareholder filed a lawsuit arguing that, no, those directors are not independent of him and work for him. So basically, it was not a real negotiation. I'm like, it's his company, and who cares? So it went to a court in Delaware where the judge agreed and nullified his pay package, his pay structure as CEO. And now I'm pissed off because I own shares in Tesla. I don't own a lot, but I'd say I own a healthy number. And when I heard this, I'm like, so what? Now my stock value is going to go down because they've just they've destabilized the company. They've disincentivized people to be involved in the company. They've disincentivized the CEO. Now he's trying to restructure, moving the company from Delaware. It's going to a vote. All because one guy files this suit and a judge is like, sure. Now I want to sue the judge.
Yeah, I have.
I'm pissed off.
I have 12.95 shares, and that's more than the guy that actually brought up the lawsuit. The guy that brought up the lawsuit had 9 shares.
Are you kidding? I have 236 shares in Tesla.
So, I mean, he's the guy that brought it up had 9, and this action by the court has affected the amount of money that all of the shareholders make, because when that happened, the Tesla stocks fell. Mm-hmm. So there's
7%. Yeah, 7%.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I mean, I don't know if there's any kind of I don't know what the law is surrounding it, but there is definitely there was fiduciary damage by the state, and in violation of an agreement that everybody involved said was fine, and the whole point of it was to attack Elon Musk because they don't like him.
Well, who do we sue?
Pardon me?
Who do we sue?
I imagine it would be
Delaware.
It would probably be the state of Delaware. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I think this is a perfect example, this case, of a political prosecution. Good on Elon Musk for coming out and starting to share his views. The second he became right of center, you're seeing stuff like this, where if this was a CEO that was just either quiet or to the left, this would never in a million years happen.
Never.
And I think, we obviously see with President Trump, it's the same thing. You can talk to any real estate expert, any real estate developer. They've never heard of a case like this. I was talking to one of the guys earlier, I think Charlie, off air about this, and we were saying that, this is like a case where somebody drives by you without their headlights on, and then you try to sue them for being negligent, but nothing happened. Whether what Trump did was right or wrong, nobody got hurt. All the people, as Tim said that they weren't hurt by it. The banks were happy. Everyone got paid back. There's no damages here. This judge was judge, jury, and executioner on Trump.
Exactly
it was a
right.
one-sided deal. They're going to appeal it. And quite frankly, it's disgusting. And I think people right now are really upset. And this should not hold up on appeal. But then again, it's New York State, so anything's possible.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing, too, that everyone's forgetting is that accounting is pretty much creative. So if you have an accountant who's going to certify your records and say, oh, this is worth this is worth this, we're basing it on this, that's how accounting goes. Accounting is pretty creative, in the way that it's calculated.